Yeah, here we are in the Harbor View Cemetery in San Pedro, California, 100 years after the sinking of the U.S. Coast Guard McCulloch. It turns out that I'm one of the relative of one of the survivors of that, Charles Lester Mahoney, who was my grandfather, who unfortunately died 10 years before I was born. And we're standing at the site of one of his shipmates who was buried here. So 100 years ago, my grandfather would have been standing on these grounds at the funeral service of a close shipmate of him. What brought me here was my lifelong search for the McCulloch, wanting to know where the ship actually went down. I knew the circumstances of it, that it had been hit by the Governor passenger liner in the fog in 1917 and had sunk. My grandmother had relayed a story to me that my grandfather was on deck that evening or that early morning after sailing, and his berth had been given away to another shipmate because he had shown up a bit late. And it turned out that the gentleman interned here was the one that took his berth. And things could have changed. Things could have been different. It could have been my grandfather that lost his life at that point. And I'm here today because I did some searching on the internet on this kind of impromptu trip to the Los Angeles area. I met Bob, who was one of the key people in the finding of the McCulloch off of Santa Barbara, and we actually made a personal connection. We spoke on the phone for several hours. He relayed a lot about the discovery. We shared a lot of kind of emotional moments about what the discovery of the McCulloch meant to both of us. And I think this is one of those things that you wonder, why did you survive Vietnam? Why did you survive so many different things to actually be at this spot here today? And this is an honor not only to John Johansson, but it's also an honor to the Coast Guardmen that were aboard that ship and survived. And also, to me personally, it's an honor to all that serve our country today, especially the Coast Guard. This is very important to us for the defense of our country. And they save a lot of lives. They do help a lot of people, and I think I'm very appreciative of that. And I'm very appreciative of Bob for his understanding of my feelings, and I was totally blown away that I was the first person that he had met that actually had a relative that was on that ship. I would have guessed that a lot of other people would have come forward before me, but this is an honor for me to be here today. It's pretty emotional too. It's almost beyond words.